You are listening to the Techie Leadership Show with Bogdan and Andrei.
Okay, so I start speaking, right? This is the part.
Not yet.
No, I'll start and then I'll cue you in.
Yes.
So, hello and welcome to another episode of the Techie Leadership Show. Today with us we have Randy Ali. He's the co-founder of Gym Scanner. He has a very formal British education, which he'll tell us more about shortly, and a passion for tech and sales.
And e-commerce, especially e-commerce.
Especially e-commerce.
Absolutely.
Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the show, Randy.
Welcome
Oh,
to
it's
the
my
show,
pleasure.
Randy.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the introduction. Yes, I am the CEO and co-founder of gymscanner.com, which is an global online marketplace for gyms, personal trainers to display their services and for users to get exclusive deals, discounts, promotions on booking their gym memberships. So it's a very simple idea, but it's not been done before, and we are doing it, and we are very happy doing it. And on my other part, which is I've always loved e-commerce, selling stuff online, creating promotions and deals and whatnot. So yeah, that's about me. I am wholly dedicated to online tech. I'm also an avid gamer. I don't know if you guys do
Avid
play games or
gamer.
not.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. What games do you like? What games are you playing now?
Right now I'm playing Doom Eternal by Bethesda.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of StarCraft by Blizzard.
Oh my
Uh,
God, StarCraft, yes.
I'm gonna assume you guys are fans too.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
So many years.
So
Oh
many
my.
years. I had
Oh,
to, it was like an addiction. I said, like, no, no
Started
more.
started in 1997 and it's been an awesome 23 years.
it still is. It still is. My life are ire. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So I'm an avid gamer. When I can, I like real-time strategy games. When do I have the time to play? Um, and I'm an absolute addict to this stuff. But I could never move beyond the old Red Alert and the old Command Conquer series. And
Oh, I love
I don't know.
those
If,
too.
Yes.
oh yeah, they were amazing. They really established a genre. I mean, there were a lot of copycat companies coming over, but
Yeah.
this was amazing. Um, so yeah, I do play games in my spare time, and when I'm not doing this, I follow up on e-commerce, what's the latest in platforms, technologies, payment gateways, that kind of stuff. I don't have a life. I don't have a
The
life
really
beyond.
exciting stuff.
The next time, I don't have a life beyond what I do, beyond my computer and my cubicle. I don't have a life beyond that. No. I can't tell you I go
Okay.
rock climbing at the weekends, or I go hunting or trekking. No, it doesn't happen. No.
I've met people who actually do those things, and usually it's hunting twice a year, rock climbing once. It sounds really nice on social media, and you get some nice pictures from time to time, but I don't know if they're lying to others or to themselves. Not intentionally, of course, but it's like,
Yeah,
why
I
bother?
mean, exactly. Yeah. So I think by now you've figured out that I'm a geek, just like you guys. I'm
Oh
assuming.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
we're
huge
all
geeks.
geeks.
Oh yeah, you're all geeks. Yeah. And to a fellow player who played the StarCraft, you guys should really give Doom Eternal a chance. Oh my God.
If only I
The,
had the time.
Yeah. Well,
Honestly,
well, all you need is
Christmas
120
is
hours.
coming,
Christmas
so
is coming.
yes.
All you need is 120 hours to finish the game. So go for it.
120 hours. Lovely.
Well,
Yeah.
it's good. It's good. A new
Yeah.
challenge on the
Yes.
bucket
Yes.
list.
Yes.
Yeah,
Another trophy to unlock.
we used to play the first version of Doom in competitive LAN servers, so
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
So and we have a sweet spot for that game also.
Right.
Classics.
Yeah.
There's something to be said. I think it would be awesome if companies would just take the classic games um, and just revamp the graphics, but
Ju-
leave the mechanics as they are. Don't touch the mechanics. Leave them as they are.
More polygons. Just add more polygons. That's
Oh
it. That's
no.
it.
See. I know. Because you guys talking about out of nostalgia, But if you consider Doom Eternal, there's now monkey bars, there's hopping off walls. It's a completely reinvented mechanism, and it just blows your mind away. There's no longer just like,
Yeah.
oh my
So
god,
you
it's
hop
like,
off walls.
yeah, it's like Lara
That's
Croft.
from Unreal Tournament.
Yeah, it's like exactly. It's the same engine, right? It's like Lara Croft meets Drake from Thief Uncharted meets Assassin's Creed, and you have all these big guns and demons, right? So it's an amazingly so it's an amazingly revamped engine. I could talk about games all day, but I think we should
Yes,
focus
but
on
let's
Gym
focus
Scanner.
on leadership.
Yes.
Which games are a good way to do really effective for technical people? So to tie it in, to do some team building. It's not take them canoeing or get them in the wilderness to do some hike. They don't like that stuff.
We've done that. We had that done to us,
Us.
and we didn't enjoy it as much.
Better some gaming, organize some gaming nights in the company, or during the day. Say like, guys, this afternoon,
Yeah,
you're not working on
company
the project
time.
on the company time. We're doing game day, or game half day, and get some pizza, get the game going on, and people are going to have a blast.
See, that's the problem. You got to have a company culture to support such an initiative, right? A lot of
Yes.
companies, they want to extract the most out of their employees, all right, and have no life whatsoever. Like my partner and I at Gym Scanner, we have a vision of creating a fun, active work environment where even the people we recruit, they should come from the fitness backgrounds, not being discriminative of anyone else's based on the skills, but we want to create that, ecosystem, right?
Yes.
And of course, reward them every now and then for great performance, like coaching, handhold, taking them through all the processes to just further enhance and develop their skills at the workplace, but also have a very good balance with their social life or with their, office life. Because we as a company, gymscanner.com, we are a very progressive, we are a very forward-thinking and company that wants to build a global brand, but keeping the every individual their needs in mind. We don't want to be a faceless giant. We don't want to be a faceless company. There's no fun in doing that.
Oh yeah, it's never fun, and
Yeah.
um, even like in the corporations that are good, usually there are faces attached to them. So they're huge,
Yeah.
giant corporations, but there's one person that stands out or drives the whole company forward and talks about. It's like a spokespeaker for the
Correct.
company.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
And with that, let's move on to more stories
Okay.
about leadership. And starting from the top, what is the biggest leadership success story you witnessed personally?
Wow, the biggest leadership success story that I've ever witnessed in my life. Okay, I'll give you a story. I used to have a brother. He was the oldest of 7, and the age gap between him and I was about, give or take, 15 years, right?
15 years.
Yeah, he's no longer alive. He passed away in 2015.
My
But
condolences.
thank you. But growing up, he always told me one thing. Oh, sorry. Give your customer more than he expects.
Hard.
And everything else will fall in place. Like, for example, if Bogdan's my customer and he comes expecting, just a simple, like, for example, a phone charger. But if I, throw in a free cable or a free phone case, you're like, oh my God, you're the best shop ever.
Yes.
Right? Now, for me,
all the shops that I ever went and did something like this,
right.
I think I can count them like on on the fingers of one hand.
Exactly.
So it's not common. It's not common at all.
No.
That's
So
why it works.
what does it cost me to convert Bogdan from a customer to a lover, corporate lover, which is a free phone case or a free wire or free whatever, right? If I want him to come and trust me over and over again, it's like you build these relationships by just being a little bit generous. That's it. You got to be generous. Generosity is one thing that I feel is absent in the corporate landscape. Companies
yes.
across the board, they're not generous. I do not know why. And it doesn't cost you anything. I'm not talking about, you know what, subscribe to our software, you get 14 days free, then I'll charge you, bill you on your credit card forever. No, that's not, that's not generosity.
If
That's a
only.
marketing ploy. That's a
Yeah.
marketing ploy, right? That's a marketing ploy. I want to build a company where we are truly generous and we are considerate and we are empathetic to the other person, that how we enrich or empower his or her life. And that, I believe, was the best lesson I ever learned in leadership. That's that's my personal take.
And how are you applying that to Gym Scanner?
Oh, awesome. How about Gym Scanner? Gym Scanner is based on it's a platform where if you're a fitness trainer, you get your own page, your own account. And not only do we promote the bejeepers out of your account, because it's a partnership, right? If Bogdan is
Yes.
is a personal trainer on our platform, the more he sells, the more money we make, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation. So now I got to sit with Mr. Bogdan here and draft a plan and say, look, this is what the company is going to do for you beyond, and go the extra mile beyond just listing you on a platform. We want to put you on our digital publication. We have a magazine called Muscle by Gym Scanner, which we'll talk about later. We're going to put you in there. We're going to promote you on Google display ads in 10 kilometer of EOSH radius, in a radius of 10 kilometers of EOSH. We're going to give you this. We're going to give you that, all for free.
Whoa.
You know what,
Right?
Andrei?
Yeah.
I quit the tech world. I'm gonna be a fitness trainer.
Yes.
I'm sold.
Keep the day job. Keep the day job, because it might take you 5 years to get there. No offense.
Ah, I have time.
Yeah. So this, what we want to do is build a company where we didn't just say, you know what, join a platform. Okay, great, join a platform. Then what? No, but we want to go and build these relationships with thousands of trainers, empower them. Like, for example, if you, Andre, if you are a gym, for example, Gym Scanner will
Yes.
give you a tool to have your own web page, payment system, auto tracking, order handling, accounts, CRM for free.
Whoa.
For free. If you were to go to a third-party software, they'll charge you for the same services up to $1,000 a month
Yes.
for the whole thing. We give it to you for free because I want you to succeed, because in your success is my success. We believe in this. This is the core of Gym Scanner, is building partnerships, building them in Kuwait, building them in Bucharest, building them in Utrecht or Arnhem or Amsterdam. It doesn't matter, because people are mostly same everywhere. You're looking for partners, you're looking for a platform where you can really grow, we'll give that to you. Believing that if you're successful, we'll get successful.
I would love to have more platforms like that
Oh, yeah.
in all the domains.
Yeah.
Not
Yes.
just for gyms.
That nurtures synergy between the
Yes.
platform creator and the platform
And the
users.
best part about fitness is it's such a social media worthy industry. It's not like you're selling tech or code or JavaScript or pipes. It's all about being energetic, all about being beautiful, all about being, attractive and fit. So it lends itself to social media and marketing and advertising perfectly. And for me, by the way, I'm a digital content creator, which means I'm an expert in Photoshop and Adobe Suite. I create animation, graphics, videos, movies, whatever. So if you go to our Instagram, over the last 1 month, we've completely changed, and we have this amazing, spectacular short videos come out every day, right?
Whoa.
Which nobody else is doing. If you just go through our Instagram feed, you'll see, this video definitely is like, it's studio produced. No, I'm making it on this computer. Are you
You're
guys
an expert then.
Yeah.
Are you guys aware of Adobe After Effects?
Yes. For
Have
video,
you guys used,
adding all
have you
kinds
guys
of
used it?
effects.
Yeah.
No.
I used it a long time ago. A
Yeah.
long time when I
So
was in my teenage years.
Yeah, so that's
Played with it.
used by less than 2% of people on the planet, right?
Still a lot.
Yeah, and that's an amazing tool to have if you know it's under your belt, because I was also Adobe certified 20 years ago. When you had Adobe Photoshop 4 or 3, I actually
Yes.
went and got certified.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you have like Not just the black belts from Adobe now. You have like
OG experience.
OG experience
Oh,
with all
oh,
the
yeah,
bands and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah. And believe it or not, I was actually going to be a medical doctor. I'm actually a medical school dropout.
What happened?
Wonderful.
Exactly, right?
I'll
Wonderful.
say
Yeah.
wonderful.
Medicine happened. I mean, with all due respect to doctors and medical professionals, especially in these times that we are facing. I mean, they're doing a spectacular job. It wasn't me.
Was
wasn't
this why you were in Yash 20 years ago?
Yes.
So you
Knew
were
it.
studying.
You were
medicine.
studying.
The University of Oradea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing that's I like to tell to everybody, and what I like in my doctor is passion.
Yeah.
If you, it's really good for people to drop out from the medical university if they realize they don't like it.
It's not for them.
It's not for them
yeah.
because it's not a pleasure-based job. You're going to
Exactly.
work with humans that have all kinds of sores and stuff oozing out of them, and it doesn't smell that great. It's not the pictures you see. It's you really have to work with people, and when they're at their weakest, then you cannot say like, I find it disgusting. I cannot work with you.
Well,
Yeah.
actually surprised how many doctors do say that.
Yes.
You'd be surprised, right? The reason I was forced into medicine was because of parental pressure, and that wasn't something for me.
Oh,
that
I know
wanted
that
to.
too.
Yeah, I always like selling stuff. I've been selling stuff at in my school since grade 5. I swear to God, I used to buy pens and stationery and sell them to my classmates. And the joy I had when selling these kind of things and making a tiny bit of profit was like, oh my God, unbelievable. That is what I always
That's
want to
a
do in my
good.
life.
That's a good hobby.
Yes.
That's a good hobby
Yes.
to have.
Have you ever played World of Warcraft?
Oh,
Quick side
absolutely.
note.
Oh, absolutely.
What I loved best about that game was making money with it. Not real money,
Trading.
in-game currency, trading stuff,
Yeah.
buying cheap, messing around with it, selling it later, or waiting until the prices rise. That I enjoyed the most, more than raids, armor, anything else.
But World of Warcraft, I mean, that is another whole beast in itself.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
to me, a money scam, really. That was such a money scam. It's like they invented pay to play or pay to win or whatever,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Purchase armor, purchase this, purchase that, and you really need to not have a life to play World of Warcraft.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately,
Yes.
yes.
Wasn't like that in the beginning, at least not for casual players. In 2008, when I played, you could actually be a
Right.
casual player
So
and enjoy it.
speaking about being, yeah. Speaking about being a passionate company, my partner and I, Dr. Nasser, we are so passionate about this because, for example, right, if I came to you guys, hey, Andrei, hey, Bogdan, we'll help you get more exposure and more customers every day. What would you guys say?
Nah, I don't want it.
Get out of here, right?
I
I don't
like
want
playing life on hard mode.
it. Right?
And
All right.
also say like it's for free. We'll do it for free for you. Like,
Yeah. I like the struggle. I want to struggle. No. So
but
this is what we want.
It's a little unbelievable.
Yes, it is.
It is a little unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like people,
It is, right?
I think you have like a problem with people saying like it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
Right. So if I come to you, look, Andrei, I'll get you more exposure. I'll get you more customers. But after you get a customer, I collect a certain percentage of your sale. After I get you the customer through me. No customer, no fee.
Yeah, that makes more
No,
sense.
that sounds reasonable.
Yes, that
Sounds reasonable, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You cannot be totally altruistic. So you got to be reasonable in a marketplace, and you got to structure your company in such a way that it's a win-win for everyone involved, right? Okay, to give you an idea, we recently launched a magazine called Muscle by Jim Scanner. How original, the name.
Yes.
It's a fitness magazine that is 100% digital download. We don't charge $1 for subscription, and we now will, because we want to spread more information and more knowledge about fitness and what's the hottest in fitness today. So it's your typical magazine, talks about fitness routines, supplements, gadgets, blah, blah, blah. Our last issue, we almost touched 100,000 downloads.
100,000 downloads.
100,000
Awesome.
downloads. Our last issue.
That's
And the cover will,
impressive.
and the cover girl was from Bucharest. So I'm going to give Madalena,
Nice.
yeah, I'm going to give Madalena Fit a shout out. She was very nice and very cooperative. So everyone that worked with us on this magazine is all based on partnership and synergies. All of us. This is the way life or any company should progress. It's like build partnerships. You don't have to compete. Just cooperate. You win, I
So
win. Everyone's happy.
what kind of leader do you have to be to be able to work on partnerships and create partnerships and be successful to create partnerships?
Okay. In my opinion, it's how you think I can help you or play a part in improving your life just a little bit better.
So being
What?
in a way altruistic and see like
No. Altruism has, I'm altruistic towards my children and my family, right? I'll take out a life
Yes.
insurance so after I die, my kids can benefit. That's madness, right? But for example, if I see Andrei and Andrei's got a tech blog, okay, and I'm in this space, hey, Andrei, how about if we cooperate and I give you a shout out, all right, to 20,000 of my mailing list. I don't want a fee whatsoever, right? If you
Yes.
get popular, and if you get exposure, return the favor.
Yeah.
Even if you
That's
don't,
like planting seeds.
exactly. And even if you don't, I don't lose anything really. I'll say, oh, you know what, Andre is a loser. I won't work with him anymore. If you don't do it, whatever.
Well,
But that's just one person in a huge marketplace.
actually, it kind of works better because since you haven't been paid to promote me, you can actually tell your people, I'm not paid
Yes,
to do this. I actually like the guy and like his content. It's worth
exactly,
mentioning that you should take a look.
exactly.
So you
Ex-
do good by your readers,
yeah.
you do good by your partners, and in the future, some of them will do good by you.
Do you
But
find like most leaders are open to the idea of partnerships and working with other leaders?
mostly, you mean in the corporate workplace?
Corporate workplace, business life.
Community.
Yeah.
That's a very there's no yes or no answer to that. It's a very broad question because in every space and every region, leaders differ to their approaches towards business and towards customers and towards competition, right? I believe that competition is good. If I know there's a competitor and he's doing something better than I am, that puts me in a spot to improve,
Yes,
right?
it does.
If I see that my competitor is doing something that I'm not doing, it's like then I'll spend sleepless nights. Is how do I improve? Because now he's going out and making someone else's life better, and I'm not doing that. That means I either got lazy, right? I got lazy or complacent, or I stopped caring. But if you are a company, if we want to be a company that truly wants to build a marketplace of tens and thousands of gyms and personal trainers and sporting events. This is only possible by us giving first.
Yes, that's true.
We
And it's good like in everything. It's not just for the clients. I think it's also for the employees and the people that you work each day. You should be in a position to give first if you want to
Yeah,
receive from them and not
right.
complain like I didn't give them everything from my side and then go complain I'm not getting everything from them.
We understand it perfectly because, hey, we're running this podcast and it's an educative podcast. Okay, we're
Right.
giving value first. So we know
Exactly.
the concept.
You know the idea and the concept, but I always like to,
Yes.
create value, and I like to give away things for free, which otherwise will cost you a pretty buck on the market. Like the things that gymscanner.com gives away for free to gyms and personal trainers, easily it'll cost a gym easy at least $400 a month, at least.
Yeah.
You can just subscribe to our platform for free and get everything, all the features, all the benefits, complimentary.
Yeah. And a while back, you were discussing like if you get lazy and
Complacent.
complacent, your competition is going to get ahead of you.
Right.
So with that in mind, I'm curious, like, what is the biggest leadership failure you had the unfortunate experience of witnessing?
The biggest leadership failure. That's a good question. I'll give an example. I'll not take names, but I'll give an example. I was fortunate to work for a company some years ago that was venture backed by investor, and they had taken this huge office space, and they had 40 or 50 staff. I saw 40 or 50 people, out of which 10 were developers and programmers, and they had the most horrible idea ever.
Okay.
And it was even executed even worse. So it was a double
Okay.
down. And it was
So what happened?
So it was, and it was an e-commerce play, right? And they called me in as a third-party consultant, and I'm like, really? You guys are going to do it this way, right? It was in that company. It was not so much as failure of leadership; it was a sheer absence of leadership,
Of leadership.
Oh my
right?
God.
The company was rudderless. They had cash coming in, and they had even
How?
more cash. They had even more cash going out, right? So they were backed by venture capitalists, so it's free money.
It's free
Correct? If
money,
you
but how do you back with venture capital money an idea that is really bad?
well, they convinced someone that's a good idea. And if you know in
Okay.
the dot-com boom some years ago, it was like, okay, if you got an idea, I'll invest in it. If you got an idea, let me invest in it, because everybody wants to be the next Facebook or the next big thing on .com, right? Without doing actual research and without the one basic ingredient. How do I improve lives of my users? If you can answer that question, everything else will fall into place.
And how do you get like all the people that work for the company to also ask themselves that question?
Like I said, it comes from company culture. If you build a company culture, for example, if you are a bank or an insurance company, what's your company culture? Maximize
Well,
profit.
yeah,
Maximize
that's how
profit.
I
Like,
feel.
exactly, maximize
Like,
profit, get the most money out of your customers, sell
and
them
don't
one
pay
scheme,
anything.
don't pay anything. Like what the great Jack Sparrow said in Pirates of the Caribbean: take what you can, give nothing back.
Give nothing back.
Yes.
Right? Give nothing back. So that basically defines the business operations of banks, insurance companies, and whatnot. Give nothing back. We are reverse.
Which is funny considering that you have a life insurance.
Exactly,
But
right?
you're not going to be there to deal with it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Life insurance is one of the biggest scams of all time. It's amazing how they actually tune into your sense of protecting your family in after you're gone. But that's a whole different argument for another
Yes.
day. How do you build this culture? By just delving that this company, jimscan.com, or whatever company you're working for, this is what we want to do. Profit's good. Believe me, I mean it. Profit is good. A company should be profitable. A company should aim for profitability, because if you're a not-for-profit company, then you're a charity. So
Yes.
you gotta have that definition
If
up
not,
in
you're
your mind.
bankrupt.
Yeah, or then you're bankrupt. You're right, within a year. Because if you do not have your goals to profitability, you gotta have that nuance. It's not a nuance, actually. It's a big difference between a charity and a for-profit company. So once you have that drilled into your company, that we are a for-profit company, we want to achieve profitability, we want to make money, that's good. There's nothing bad about that. But we're going to approach this differently. We're going to approach by telling Bogdan and Andrei, guys, we're going to work with you guys. We're going to work with your companies. We're going to work with your fitness centers. We're going to give you all these tools. We're going to market you. We're going to help you do promotions. We're going to drive customer traffic over to your pages, because that's what we want to happen to you guys. Because if you guys do make a sale, we get to eat.
Yes.
If you don't make a sale, we go hungry.
That is
So
so true.
basically,
And then everybody is aligned.
everybody's aligned. So your interests are aligned with my interests. I don't think, hey, if I go, hey, Andrei, I'm going to give you all this 1, 2, 3, 4, that'll be $300 up front. You were like, get out of here. You're like, get out. right? Then the level of trust you have in me as a company, as a brand, you said, nah, these guys, like, they want my money up front. I don't know if their service is any good. They might be good, they might not be, but I haven't tried them, and I don't know if I get value out of them. So nah, I'm gonna pass.
You know what?
And
I'm going to call this the truffle business strategy. Do you know truffles?
Yeah,
Truffles are fruits. They give nutrients to the oak tree, and the oak tree gives back sugars that grows the truffle. So it's a
awesome.
synergy. That's,
Absolutely.
that's what I'm going to call
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
And everybody loves truffles. It's good value.
It is. It is good value, yes. So this is what we want to do. So we want to, even
but
if I
what do
do
you
get it,
do? For example, what would you do when each time if it was for your part, each time a person came, it was like you had to devote your time or your team's time to do it, and you get like a lot of tire kickers.
Oh, yeah. Tire kickers.
So what would you do like in that situation?
see that's a part of business, that's a part of life. You'll always get some people whose values and whose goals are not aligned with yours, who are not as honest, who are not as, dedicated as you. That's fine. That's the cost of doing business. But what I've noticed, if you stick to your values, you stick to your guns and say, you know what, this is who we are, this is what we do, right? You'll attract those people who really want to work with you. And you got to know
Yeah.
that in a marketplace, Europe has about close to 1 million gyms. All of those gyms, their values will not be aligned with ours, and that's okay. That's fine. But we'll always go out with a smile. We'll say, hey, you know what? Before I take $1 out of your pocket, I'm going to give you first. I'm going to let you experience us. I'm going to let you benefit out of us. I'm going to let you grow with us, and then I'm going to grow with you. This is a business philosophy that we have, that we want to grow together. We're going to do this together, not off you.
Yes. And I think that you have also the same perception, like when working with the people that are helping you grow the business. It's like
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
it's not
Yes.
just on the customer side; it's also like on the employee side.
Sin-
It doesn't work the other way. I don't see it working.
See, there was a company philosophy many years ago, was in the 70s, it was customers first, right? Then they
Yes.
came the 80s and 90s, then they said, profit first. Now, with the evolution of especially Alibaba was very good at this, employees first. Then we got to take care of our employees. And I think it was Bill Gates who said that, when he said, my most precious asset walk out of my office every day at 5 p.m. and I do not know if they'll come back tomorrow,
That's true.
right?
It's a risk.
The greatest companies in the world are built by the people who work over there, the entire team, not just like the CEO, the CFO, CEO, everyone out there on the floor, on the field, getting their hands dirty. The code it's a full team, and that's where it's so important to have one unified company culture. I mean, you guys could have any values. I'm sure we have differences in our character, in our personality, in the way we approach to things. But if your overarching goal remains the same, that, you know what, every day when we wake up, we want to help more personal trainers, we want to help more gyms achieve their goals, or at least be a part of it, be a part of their journey. Everything else is settled.
And since you touched on philosophy, what is your
Yeah.
leadership philosophy?
What's my leadership philosophy? Don't chase leadership. My philosophy is don't chase leadership. Don't want to be a leader, because I'm going to quote you out of Machiavelli. Power corrupts.
Okay.
Oh, I love that book.
Everyone does. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. When people start chasing leadership and they want to be a market leader, then you start diluting your values, right?
Yes.
I don't want to be the leader, or like, and be on that stage and, to applause and be a demigod. I have no intention of that ever. What I want to do is actually work with like-minded people, build a great ecosystem, a great marketplace, a great environment where everyone is willing to work every day and create value across the board, for the customer, for the user, for the gym, for gym scanner, for all parties involved. That's my goal.
And
I
you know,
am not. Yes.
And you know, Randy, in just what you said is, it's like the Zen of leadership. If you're chasing to be the leader, or you want to be the leader, it implies that you are not a leader in that moment. And the leader is the person that he just is. You don't chase it or you want to be a leader.
Steps up when
Yes,
necessary.
you're just
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
You
If-
don't think like I'm the leader, I have to do it. It's just it happens.
ex-
It's like a state of being, a flow. It's not something that you actively have to think about. If you have to think about it, you are not a leader.
You're a politician.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You are a politician.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
so glad you said that.
Yes, because there's a lot of overlapping between politicians and leadership in the marketplace. Because the idea is, I want to get that power, I want to get that spot, no matter what. And today, surprisingly, today is election night in America,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
The free world will choose a new leader. Hopefully, not the same guy. Over again. So
We're going to see how
It's
the
their
dice is
choice
rolled.
to pick
Yeah,
whoever they want
exactly.
to pick.
That's
Remember,
a prerogative of democracy.
we're from Romania. We've had all types of elections. We're not surprised by any result whatsoever.
we had elections in Romania. When?
No, over our long
I know.
history, we
I
had
know.
every type
I
of
know.
election possible, even
I
with
know.
just one participant.
But they were like also a sort of democracy, being chosen to lead. With one participant for the election.
97% turnout rate, 98% voted for the one guy.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Happens.
It is.
Definitely.
Oh,
Yeah. And for aspiring leaders, what would be your top 3 leadership tips you would have for them?
For aspiring leaders is, don't chase leadership. Don't chase the limelight. My advice would be to get the best skill set, invest in yourself. First would be invest in yourself in getting the best amount of information in your field. My father was a teacher and his father was a teacher, and I taught for some part of my life. So 3 generations of teachers, and I'm very pro education. I'm very pro learning. So I would say education, yes. A lot of people say, you know what, I don't need that degree. I don't need that. Well, that's okay. And this side, all these all these business leaders in tech who don't have degrees, that's fine too.
But
That's
they read
fine
a
too.
lot.
Yes.
Probably.
Reading, in my opinion, is invest in yourself. Actively invest in yourself, because if you don't invest in yourself, nobody is. No, you'll be surprised that to this date, I'm actually now learning Python. Not that I'm going to learn sit and code because I can hire someone to do that, but I want to know how Python works. Right?
Awesome.
I
as a
want to,
curiosity for the field.
yes,
I know the
because
drive.
exactly, like keep myself abreast of the latest technologies. How's Angular, different from JS, and how's that different from Xcode for iOS? I want to know this, right? So that's investment in myself. No matter if it's 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, invest in yourself. See what's going on around the world, in the world around you. How successful companies are changing the game, be it through sheer luck, being at the right place at the right time, being through strategy. Keep an open mind and try to every day make the world a better place. Now, I don't say that singing kumbaya, but really make the world a better place in the sense that deliver something or create something that will improve someone's life.
Yeah, just one
Like-
person. If you can help one person, that's
Well,
awesome.
if you help one
Makes a
person,
world of difference.
yes, well, if you do help one person, you go bankrupt. You got to know that, right? Then you're a charity.
Yeah.
What we want to be Gym Scanner is, we want to, for example, empower every gym or fitness center never to build a website. You can just say gymscanner.com/Andrei's gym. There you go. Full payment possibilities, sell your memberships, subscriptions, full CRM, and all of the tools and bells and whistles you get, right? For free. Take it. It helps you. Go ahead and take it. You don't have to pay for it. Go ahead. If you're a
And
personal
tip
trainer,
number 2 and 3.
excuse me.
You give us
Tip-
one tip, 2 and 3 now.
2 and 3. Wow, that's like putting me in the spot. I can't just like, spit these things out that come to my mind. But I would say from my experience, try not to be the smartest person in the room. A lot of leaders, they want to be the smartest leaders in the room. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I always want, that's the reason I tell you something. My partner, Dr. Nasser, when you interview him next week, inshallah, he comes from a total different industry altogether, right? Yes. But when we talk, we bounce ideas off each other, and a lot of his ideas actually make sense in my space, right? So we actually get to a point where we sit together every Tuesday and we brainstorm and we talk about life, gym scanner, and these kind of things every week, and a lot of good ideas come out of there. So I don't pretend to be the smartest person in the room, and I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. If you have an idea that could actually help me get better, I want to hear it. No matter what my educational background, no matter how much sales I've made, there's always room to improve. And that knowledge could come from anywhere. It could come from anyone.
That's true.
I mean, I've learned a thing or two in e-commerce and tech from my partner who's from a totally different field than I am, right? But again, we have a shared vision of what we want to build as in a company or as in a brand. Tip number 3, I guess, don't get lazy. Don't get complacent. That would be my tip, is every day, go back, even if your basics work, stick onto your basics, add or improve every single day, no matter how little. There was a story I read when I was a child about the foolish old man who moved the mountains. Do you know? It's from Chinese literature. It's from Chinese literature, and the Communist Party, the People Liberation Army of China, they use it in propaganda, where there was a man who would open the window of his house and he would see a mountain blocking his view. He got fed up. So one day he called his 2 sons, said, "We're going to move the mountain." And they started digging with shovels. People thought, "You're digging a mountain? You guys are foolish. You'll never move a mountain." He said, "I might not move the mountain in my lifetime. When I die, my children will carry the work. When they die, their children will carry the work, and so on, till the mountain is moved. Because as high as the mountain is, it cannot go any higher."
Yes,
but
right?
still he will not get his view.
Yes,
he won't get his view. Not exactly.
Not his house.
Exactly.
Just move the window. Don't move the house. Just
move the house.
Create another window.
Wait.
Right.
Please finish.
Move the house. I never thought about that. That's a good point. You could just move the house. But what they want to say is, the results might not come in your lifetime or might not come immediately, but if you work at the problem every single day or consistently, without giving up, and you have a goal in mind, you will achieve your goals. Consistency is key. Don't get lazy. A lot of people, they get frustrated. Oh, you know what? We're not going anywhere. That's it. Yeah. No, you got to be consistent.
And my
fourth tip. My fourth tip
is 4. We're getting 4.
Yes, we're getting 4. See, adding value. You asked for 3, I gave you 4. Yeah. Do not think that throwing money at a problem will make it go away.
Oh yeah, that's so true. That's a gold one.
A lot of young entrepreneurs, a lot of young investors think, if I had this money, if I had this investment, if I had this, my problem would go away. No.
All it takes is one hospital visit to learn that one the hard way.
Right. Yes, but as a tech entrepreneur, you gotta know that I've seen horror stories. I could talk about it for 2 or 3 hours, but the horror stories I've seen in the tech space, people throwing money at a problem and it's just not going anywhere. That's the wrong way to approach things. So that would be my 4 tips to any young listener out there. It's like, just.
I think that most of the successful companies, and this is just my idea and my gut feeling, is most of them got either started during a recession. So the founders are used to, and the employees themselves, they're used to working with scarce resources, and it's in their DNA,
tight
their
budget,
culture,
bootstrap
to be able to work that way. Or the company went through a great recession or a big recession, they survived it, and they learned how
Right.
to tighten the belt and how to work with scarce resources.
Absolutely. You could not have said it any better. Like we have Jim Scanner, we have a similar philosophy is we are very frugal with our resources. It's not that we are broke, but we are very frugal. We are very careful with our resources, and we get the most bang for our buck. And we leverage our skills, partnerships, resources to the fullest. And we continue doing that. And once, for example, now I have got Andrei and Bogdan as friends in IASH, right? I'm going to milk this
Yes,
partnership. I'm going to
do
milk you
it.
guys.
We're
I'm going to
waiting.
milk you guys like old cows out in the barn, right? Because
But
now,
don't. But we're also going to milk you.
oh, absolutely.
So it's
It's
reciprocal.
expected.
Yeah.
It's expected.
Yeah.
It's expected. So now so now I build this partnership with you guys. Okay, so now I'll be thinking, okay, what I can do with these two chaps that will make my platform a little bit more exciting, but at the same time, they should get an equal or better reward working with me. It has to be win-win, always.
That's awesome.
Yes.
We want to do it.
And
Yes.
for your fourth tip, there's actually a English quote that encapsulates it.
Yeah.
So being frugal usually is said as being penny wise.
Yes.
But
Exactly.
you said
Yeah.
we're frugal not because we don't have money. We're frugal because we want the best bang for our buck. So this goes
Exactly.
to the second part that says, as a cautionary tale, penny wise but pound stupid. So it's people that are frugal for the little stuff,
Right.
And for the big
Right.
stuff,
and then they
lose it all.
they lose it all on stuff that's
Absolutely.
truly important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, because we leverage things like, for example, website optimization, app development, everything in-house. Only if you do have to outsource it, we do outsource it sometimes, but we use a lot of our own skills, our own resources, not because we can, and because the right way to do it ourselves.
And it also leads, if you cannot find like a good partner outside to work with, it's hard to create a product that has the same culture, the same vision for it, the same level of quality. That's why it's not impossible to work, in my opinion, with somebody from outside, but you have to have like an alignment of
Diligence.
goals and diligence to make sure that they're not just there for the money, and not they really don't care about what you're doing and what you want to achieve and how you want to do it, and your vision to make it real.
It's not that it's impossible. It's just that it takes some time and some caution to find a good private label,
Right. Right.
because that's what it is.
True. True. So true.
And Randy, I have a sneaky feeling that you've read a lot and you worked a
Yes.
lot on yourself. So what is the book that had the most profound impact on you?
Any field,
And you feel, oh, that's it. That's a good question.
even entertainment stuff. I love those too.
Yeah. We're trying to provide like a collection of really good books for people
Okay.
to read.
It's
So-
called, okay, I'm biased, but it's called Guerrilla Marketing by J. Conrad Levinson.
Guerrilla marketing, yes, I know
Guerrilla
it.
Marketing by J. Conrad, and he's considered the father of marketing on a shoestring, right? And
Yes.
I learned more from marketing in that book than my entire 3 years of learning my MBA and my bachelor's, because he would give you ideas what you can do and what's practical for next to nothing.
Wow, one book more than an MBA and master's.
If you guys can get a copy today, and read. It's about 450 pages, right?
I
450
think I
pages.
have it. So
Yeah.
You have it?
No,
All right.
on my
It's a-
shelf.
I
it's a-
have it.
It's an awesome read. I read it about 15 years ago, and over the years, I think I've read it 6 or 7 times, right? So that's one book that really had a profound impact on me. The Better Salesman by
no, that
Tom
one too.
Hopkins. By Tom Hopkins. Oh my God, another 600 pages of sales wisdom. His book was amazing. It blew my mind about how you could actually make more sales by keeping your mouth shut. I actually worked a good part of my life in Yellow Pages. I actually worked for the Yellow Pages, soliciting ads in the
Okay.
Yellow Pages, right? And I have sold, so I actually have practical on-field experience of selling advertising. For example, if I
Yes.
want to sell you ads, right? How do most
Okay.
salespeople approach advertisements? Hi, Mr. Andre, would you like to advertise your business in my book or my directory? You would say yes, no, depending how much money you got in your pocket or what's your budget, or what's your mood that day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, what would I do? Mr. Andre, I want your company to be seen by 17,000 people in EOSH.
Well, that's different.
Would you like that?
Yeah. My
What would
next
you
question
say?
is how much does it cost?
What's the catch?
Yes, what's the catch?
Would you like that? Yes, I would like that. Next question is how much?
Yes.
And I would say well within your budget.
Ah,
So
well
now
within your budget.
I've done two things to you. I've convinced you already that you should advertise with me, and I've told you, you know what? It's not going to break your bank. And then if I say 500 euros, and if I know it's off your budget, you said, nah, you just told me it's within my budget. All right, what is your budget? You say 150 euro,
Interesting.
sold. Because I want to sell you that ad space for 75 euro. You just told me 150 euros. So thank you for the additional buck, right? So a lot of salespeople, they really don't know how to sell. They say, you know what? Advertising is a dirty word. If I come and ask you, hey, Andrei, Bogdan, do you want to advertise your blog on my website? Advertising, does it even really work? I don't know how many click-throughs will I get? Blah, blah, blah. But I say, guys, I want to put your blog in front of 20,000 of my readers.
I want to promote you.
Not promote. Promote is a bad word. See, there's some bad
Yeah,
words.
yeah.
Promote.
That's
marketing.
why advertising got rebranded to marketing.
Yeah.
So, but I want to put a picture in your head.
I want to talk about you guys. Would you let me talk about you guys?
Even better. I want to put your blog in front of 20,000 people.
Yeah.
Just
That's
marinate. Let the idea sink in. Now you don't ask me. Okay. Now you won't ask. You will not ask me. Those 20,000 people, are they housewives? Are they college students? Who are they? No, you just have 20,000 people. If out of 20,000 people, if I get 10% conversion, click-through rate, and of that 10%, 1% buy my service, boom! It's a gold mine. Yes, Randy. And that happened to you in your mind in less than a second.
yeah.
You did that math all by yourself. You did my job, for me.
Yes.
Right? So
sales guys should be more lazy. That's the idea basically.
So for example, gym scanner, if you're a gym, hi guys, I want your gym to be seen by 50,000 people in EOSH.
So with that, Randy, if people want to find out more about you, where should they go?
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
See, okay, now that's a very good question. I've stopped writing about myself and promoting myself about 5 years ago. If you had contacted me, let's say 5 or 7 years ago, I should be a public speaker. I've spoken about marketing, sales, and e-commerce in about 15 countries. And I should have a very active blog on sales and marketing. I no longer have that. My every waking hour is dedicated to gymscan.com because that's truly what I believe in. And I'm very passionate, and that's my baby. So if you want to read about me personally, which is kind of boring, it's like there's no entertainment, there's no source value to it, you go to my LinkedIn page. It'll give you a bunch of my degrees, my diplomas, my accomplishments in the past. I'd rather that people read more about Gym Scanner because that's where all the excitement. Read Muscle Magazine. It's
yes,
50
Muscle Magazine. Where can they find it?
On our website. It's a free download link. On our social media pages, a free download link. No registration required. I do not collect your data. I do install cookies on your browser, but I do take your permission. We are GDPR compliant.
Awesome. I like the fact that you don't take registration, put it like, give me your email. I'll give you something digital.
I dislike that too.
Yeah,
and it doesn't work because people will make an email account that they'll never use just to get this. So why bother?
And that's the whole thing, which is I don't want to take anything from you without giving you first. The moment I ask for you, hey, Andrei, you want a free magazine? You said, yeah, why not? Give me your email first. Nah, no, thank you.
It's no longer free. It costs an email. So
that email to you is worthless. Write that email to you. What's an email? It's nothing. It's got $0 value attached to it. But psychologically said, no, Randy's going to take my email and spam the hell out of me. Right? So I don't want to receive anything else from Randy. So nah, I'm good. But if I say, hey, Andrei, Bogdan, free magazine. No registration required ever. No sign up. Just take it, read, enjoy, have fun. You're like, thank you, Randy. Hey, Gymscanner, good people.
If you give me the links, I'll put them on the website show notes.
I will.
So
I will
people
send you the
listening
link.
can.
Yeah.
Can
And considering
visit all
our
the
last
details.
cover girl was from Bucharest, they should. They should.
They really should.
Yeah.
Okay, Randy, it's been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much.
The pleasure was mine. Thank you, guys. I did not know we could have so much fun talking to two fellow geeks.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
Shh, don't give us away.
Don't give us away.
Yeah. Well, you guys gave yourselves away. Who dresses in t-shirts
God,
like those?
no.
I do not do. And who plays StarCraft? It was my pleasure, and I hope that you do make time for us next week, and you can interview my partner,
For sure.
who will give you a different perspective on life, business, culture. He's not as animated as I am. He's much more serious.
We'll remain to see.
We remain to see. He might surprise you.
Yes, he
With us
might.
in the
Yes, he
mix.
might. Thank you very much, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Okay, Randy, bye.
Our
All right, have a
pleasure.
nice day. Bye-bye.
That was today's episode. Tune in daily. Rate, like, subscribe and share please. Oh, you can find further info and materials in the show notes on techyleadership.com, including links to the guest book recommendations.